Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most twisted, elaborate scams on the internet. It starts with a simple, friendly message, but it spirals into a world of human trafficking, stolen identities, and, believe it or not, modern-day slavery. Let's get into it. So, it all kicks off with this message on Telegram. Seems harmless, right? A stranger named Lisa Lilly just happens to see you in her nearby suggestions. It's designed to feel like a happy accident, like destiny. But really, it's just the first lure cast into a huge ocean of potential victims. And this Lisa character? Oh, she's got a whole backstory. She's a super successful investor from Los Angeles, and she just happens to be in town for work. The conversation is easy, it's friendly, but something felt off. After just 2 days of chatting, the narrator knew he wasn't making a new friend. Nope. He was being targeted by what's known as a pig butcher. Okay, so let's break down how this whole operation works. It has a name that sounds pretty brutal, and honestly, it's chillingly accurate. It's called the pig butchering scam. The term actually comes directly from Chinese. The scammer, or the butcher, sees their target as a pig. The goal is to spend weeks, sometimes even months, fattening them up with trust, with friendship, even with fake romance. And then, once the trust is absolute, they go in for the slaughter, which is, of course, a total financial wipeout. The whole process is actually pretty straightforward, and it really just unfolds in 3 main stages. It always starts with that random message, the wrong number. Then comes the long game, that grooming phase to build trust. And finally, the pivot to the last act, getting the target onto a fake crypto site where every penny they invest is stolen. But here's where this story takes a really sharp turn. Because the person on the other end of the line, the one pretending to be Lisa, well, they have an absolutely unbelievable story of their own. So here's the shocking truth. Lisa Lilly from LA, she doesn't exist. The person behind that account is actually a man named Win, and he lives in Myanmar. And here's the craziest part. He's a victim too. He's been trafficked and forced into this as a cyber slave. I mean, hearing it in Win's own words, it just hits you. He thought he was taking a sales job. Instead, he found himself trapped in this huge criminal operation, forced to lie to people all day, every day. So what are these scam centers actually like? Well, they're basically modern-day slave camps. A lot of them run by Chinese crime syndicates in Southeast Asia. Workers like Win get trafficked, they're forced to work 14-hour days, and they get physically punished if they don't hit their scam quotas. And to pull it off, they're armed with scripts, AI tools like ChatGPT, and of course, a whole library of stolen photos. And the face of Lisa? Well, she's a real person too. She's a Chinese model named Freya Fang who actually lives in New York. Her photos have been stolen and are used by thousands of these scammers. It's gotten so bad that she literally has a pinned post on her Instagram telling people she will never, ever ask them to invest in crypto. Okay, so now we know who's really pulling the strings. Let's look at how they set this incredibly sophisticated financial trap. Right, so that whole fattening the pig phase, it's all about creating this perfect illusion of wealth and success. Lisa is constantly sending messages about her amazing, luxurious life. Spa days, fancy teas, and wild shopping sprees. It's all designed to make her financial advice seem like gold. And to really hammer the point home, she sends a picture of a Patek Philippe watch she saw at the mall, and she calls it quite affordable. We're talking $58,000. Then she claims she just bought it. The message is clear. Stick with me, and this could be your life too. So after she's established herself as this financial genius, she drops this very specific, very scripted line. This is the pivot. This is the moment they shift from just being a friend to being your mentor, offering you a special, hands-on learning experience to guide you into the world of investing. She tells the narrator to go to this website, xtcom.vip. Now look closely. It's designed to be a perfect copy of a legitimate crypto exchange, xt.com. The only difference is that tiny little .vip at the end. And when you check, the fake site was registered the day before they even started talking. And here's the real trick. Victims think they're depositing money into their own personal trading account. But in reality, there are no personal accounts. Every single deposit from every single victim goes into the exact same crypto wallet, one that the scammers control completely. And if you're thinking this is some kind of rare niche crime, think again. The latest data suggests that 12% of Americans who've used a dating app have run into this scam. That number has more than doubled in just 5 years. This thing is growing, and it's growing fast. All right, so the narrator knows everything at this point. He knows about Win, he knows the site is fake, he knows the whole playbook. So what does he do? He decides it's time to confront Lisa directly. He sets this perfect little trap. He goes on the real model's Instagram, finds a photo of her daughter, and sends it to Lisa. The scammer's response is instant, and it's so telling. What a cute kid. They have no idea who they're looking at. They don't even recognize the girl who's supposed to be their own daughter. So he initiates a video call. The person on the other end, probably a translator, says, "Yes, I'm Lisa." But when he asks simple questions she should know, like what state he lives in, she just panics. She can't answer. So she immediately flips the script and tries to manipulate him, saying he's making her feel like she's cheating. It's a classic deflection. The lies have completely unraveled. There's nowhere left for them to go. The narrator sends back the very photos they used to build the fake Lisa persona. The game is over. And just like that, he's blocked. But this story actually has a positive twist. Remember Win, the man who was forced to be Lisa? Well, the good news is he's out. He's safe, and he's now finding real, legitimate work, finally free from that whole criminal nightmare. And his final message is just so powerful. He says that by sharing his story, he hopes he can stop other people from falling into the same traps he was forced to set. He's turning his own trauma into a way to protect others. Which really brings us to the final question. After seeing all of this, the layers of deception, the stolen lives, the real human suffering behind that friendly text message, the next time you get a text from a number you don't recognize, what are you going to do?